not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Hey, Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't that something deep? That's for Trump, my love, damn. How many in this club? Is it really just me, my love? You know my dad now pimping for real. You ever been down to Memphis, Tennessee, my love? I ain't saying I agree, my love. I'm just telling you the things that I see, my love. I got drinks, jokes, sex, and cash. Those are 4 things I can guarantee, my love. Hey, baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shaking in the club with your homegirls. Took a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'm a natural, like bless me. Hit the
Fans, welcome to Inspiration Field at Carol Willis Park for Game 2 of today's College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin doubleheader between the Elmhurst University Blue Jays and your Illinois Wesleyan University Titans. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by its student athletes, coaches, and fans. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at student athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated. Atmosphere. Now let's meet today's starters. First for the Blue Jays. Got number 0, Gianna Edmondson. Number 20, Kaylee Imani. Number 3, Danny Hood.
Number 34, Clara Rice. Number 4, Kiara O'Leary. Number 15, Bailey Prophet. Number 18, Grace Hayes. Number 5, Josie Waite. Number 7, Emma Lenschewitz. And number 10, Haley Jenkins. And now the starters for your Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Number 25, Grace Wilkins. Number 5, Anna Beckman. Number 27, Jen Kuhn. Number 22, Ava Corey. Number 13, Claire Post. Number 10, Bella Pinter. Number 20, Ella Hermes. Number 11, Casey Wismiller. Number 32, Julia Wilkins. And in the circle for the Titans, number 15, Mallory Holland.
From Inspiration Field at Carol Willis Park at Illinois Wesleyan University in Bloomington, we bring you the second game of our College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin softball doubleheader. Illinois Wesleyan and the Elmhurst University Blue Jays. Eric Stock along with Hayden Warfield. Glad to have you back after this brief break, and we'll see what kind of carryover we have after a dramatic finish for Illinois Wesleyan. They had to grind one out, coming back with single runs in the 6th and 7th to beat the Blue Jays 4-3 in the opener.
Absolutely, but the Titans prove once again that when they get the bat on the ball, they can make things happen. I think that's going to be the key for the Titans here in this game, is just getting the bat on the ball early.
Grace Wilkins will be the first to take that on. She was the 9-hitter in the first game, was 1 for 3 with a single. The freshman from Bartlett stands in against a new pitcher with the second game, Emma Lencheski, sophomore from Oswego East. And we're underway at 3:21 for the second game, and it's outside for a ball. Anna Beckman up next, followed by Jen Kuhn. 1, 2, and 3 for Illinois Wesleyan. Run up there for Wilkins, but did not offer. Ava Corey in the number 4 spot. Bella Pinter, or rather Claire Post at number 5, then Pinter at number 6. Ella Hermes at number 7, as that one is foul. Then Casey Wismiller in the number 8 spot. Julia Wilkins rounding out the lineup. And their pitcher will be Mallory Holland, sophomore right-hander from Shelbyville. Just missed 3-1 for Grace Wilkins, leading off the game as they bat first here in the nightcap. Three-one, back to the mound. Lencheski up to get it, and out across to first for the first out. Lencheski making her 8th start, has a 1-4 record, earned run average just under 5. 47 2/3 innings with 33 strikeouts, 21 walks. Now facing Anna Beckman, the offensive star in the first game for Illinois Wesleyan. As she takes strike 1, the junior from Bourbonnais, 3 hits, 2 steals, and scored the game-winning run on a sac fly in the 7th.
You got to be thinking, if you're Elmhurst right now, just don't let Beckman get on base. Because when she gets on base, she is 13 for 13 on the season with stolen bases. So if she gets on base, she is a threat.
Yeah, it's a double. If she gets on, you can almost book it. When Chesky spins, pop up, back of second, in the hole, diving effort, but unable to come up with it. Is Profit in right. And, well, we talked about Beckman getting a double, and there she is at second base.
Exactly. And
now batting number 27, Jen Kuhn.
Boy, that ball did not get away at all. It didn't take much for Beckman to get that extra base. Jen Kuhn had a solid first game on base twice, a walk-in single. And the senior from University High School ahead in the count here, 1-0. Popped up to right center. And Profit has it. Beckman back to second. And 2 down for Illinois Wesleyan. Now 22-7 on the year. 7-0 in the CCIW and 10 straight victories overall. Ava Corey had the game-winning sac fly to center. In the opener, 2 RBI opportunities for Corey. And the senior from Columbia swings through the first. Claire Post on deck. Just below the knees. One and one. Laid off. Actually starting to see some sun creeping through the clouds after a completely cloudy first game. It's also warmed things up a bit, close to 60 degrees now, feeling more like mid-spring. Now 2-2.
with 2 outs and Jen Kuhn up to bat, you can almost guarantee if Jen Kuhn makes contact that Beckman's probably going to get sent home.
Back to the screen. Beckman had the 1-out double. Now the 2-2. Again, back to the screen. Titans had to come back in the opener with runs in the 6th and the 7th, which has become a bit of a trend here for Illinois Wesleyan this year. We'll get to that in a minute. Back to the screen again. Now, Coach Tiffany Prager has talked about this team, one that loves to compete. They're fun to be around. They can be a little goofy, but they can compartmentalize. When it's time to play, they can lock in, and they've really gotten better at that as the years gone on. Poked into shallow right center. It'll drop in the triangle for an RBI single. Beckman in to score. RBI single for Ava Corey. And Corey, who delivered a run-scoring single in the first game, in the first inning, has an encore here in the nightcap as the Titans take a 1-0 lead. As Claire Post now comes up. She had a homer that tied the game in the 6th in the first game. And the junior from Normal West stands in. Foul territory. Profit can't get there. But for a team that plays loose, they have gotten better in clutch moments as the year has gone on. As good as they've been, they've had a lot of lopsided wins. Saw a couple of those yesterday, but they have been able to grind out some tough games here down the stretch. The first 3 one-run games this year, they lost. Since then, they've won their last 5 that have come down to 1 run, including they had 2 this week back-to-back at Milliken on Wednesday, and then eking out a come-from-behind 4-3 victory in the opener here. Into center for a one-hop single. 3rd hit for the Titans here in the first. Now Bella Pinter, a freshman from St. Bede Academy, who led off in the first game. Now batting in the 6th spot for Illinois Wesleyan. Pinter 370 coming into today. Looking for a first hit. Takes a strike outside corner. And you wonder if that comeback by the Titans in that first game maybe loosens things up a bit, loosens up the bat. They're making good contact so far here today. No strikeouts and 3 solid hits. Big cut there by Pinter.
Absolutely. Like, after winning the first game, you're just much more full of confidence. You realize, I have beat this team. I can beat this team again. You start to feel like a competent player, and everything just comes down to instinct.
And you wonder how the Blue Jays will respond after they really had their heart ripped out. After they took a late lead and against the team that their coach Haddock Zins has said is the standard in this league that they want to emulate. Just look at all those years on the scoreboard or the outfield fence indicating conference championships, including the last 2. Pinter down on strikes as the Titans score 1 on 3 hits here in the top of the first and take a 1-0 lead as Elmhurst comes up at the bat here on IWSports.com. Bottom of the first here for the Blue Jays. Their first swings against Illinois Wesleyan. Mallory Holland, the sophomore right-hander from Shelbyville, getting her 6th start of the year. 3-1 record in the circle with 3 saves. Earned run average of 1.88. A pitch to contact hitter, just 13 strikeouts in 37 1/3 innings and 17 walks. After Gianna Serta pitched the complete game victory for win number 11 in the first game. And we'll set the Titan defense here in just a moment. As the Blue Jays come up to bat, Gianna Edmondson will line one back. Edmondson drove in a run with a double and scored a run in the 5th in the first game. 1 for 3 with a walk. Slowly hit to third. And the throw over by Wismiller for the first out. Now Kaylee Imony. The left fielder. Imony was 0 for 3, 0 for 2 rather in the first game. Hitting out of the 6th spot as both teams have mixed things up just a bit in the second game. Inside in the second offering. Danielle Hood is on deck, playing third base here in game 2. Looks that one in, but outside. And 3-0. Imany taking all the way. And Holland stays alive. Off speed. Holland claws back to a full count. Three and two. Fouled back. One out single by Ava Corey. Put the Titans on the board in the top of the inning. Swing and a miss. Imany behind. And a good bounce back by Holland, falling behind 3-0 and getting the strikeout. So 2 down for the Blue Jays.
Now batting number 3, Danny Hood.
In their first inning at the plate. And Danielle Hood, who had the complete game loss in the first game, now taking over at third base. And takes one down and in. .338 hitter on the year. With 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. Clara Rice in the cleanup spot up next. Then Kiara O'Leary batting 5th, the designated player. Bailey Prophet batting 6th. In right field, Grace Hayes batting 7th at first base. Josie White batting 8th at second. Then the pitcher, Emma Lancheski. And Haley Jenkins is their center fielder. Holland 1 strike away from closing it up here in the first. Just fouled down the line. Blue Jays a 6-22 record, 1 tie this year. Now 2-11 in the CCIW, but they're break even on the road. They've not won a home game this year or a neutral site game, but they've been a lot more dangerous on the road. Deep right, going back, and that ball is gone. Opposite field home run for Danielle Hood. Her 2nd home run of the year, just the 4th for the team. And she gets mobbed by her teammates at the plate after going yard to tie the game here in the first.
I thought that one might drop short right field, but nah, it went all the way. And just like that, the Blue Jays tied up.
Looked like she kind of insided out of that pitch. Down by 2 strikes.
Clara Rice.
Well done just to put that ball in play. Now Clara Rice with the game tied at 1 here in the first. Rice fouls it back. Rice had a double in the first game in 3 plate appearances. Sophomore from Abu Dhabi. Back to the mound. Easy play for Holland, and the side is retired. But up for Elmhurst, knots it up on the 2-out homer by Danielle Hood. And we are tied at 1 at the end of the first here on IWSports.com.
At NCAA Championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
The sun shining here at Inspiration Field in Bloomington. Eric Stonk with Hayden Warfield. As we go to the top of the second, single tallies for both teams in the first inning. Hannah Beckman doubled, scored on an Ava Corey single. The Blue Jays got their run with one swing on the Danielle Hood Oppo home run. And the Titans have the bottom of the order coming up, starting with Ella Hermes, the second baseman. Fellow St. Bede Academy grad, along with Pinter. Just off the plate outside. Casey Wismiller and Julia Wilkins are the next two up for Tiffany Prager's team. Lancheski gets the pitch as she looks at her left forearm. Shallow to the left, hauled in there by Imani for the first out. Now Casey Wismiller, a junior from Olympia. That one caught the outside corner. Wismiller was 0 for 3, but drove in a run with a ground out in the first game. Light breeze as the clouds take over once again. Looks like it's going out just a bit. May have helped Hood on that first inning swing. Although it doesn't look like it's going to have much of a factor. Two and one on Wismiller. Down and in. A shader toward right just a bit. Liner back to the screen, a full count.
I don't think it would be, but
Lined back again. They honored the Titans' 3 seniors before the first game. Kennedy Estes, who got the start. Ava Corey, who drove in the game winner. And Jen Corey, who has been all everything for this team. As that one misses down and in. And Coach Prager was talked about to the great leadership that these 3 seniors have provided. Leading not only with their words, but their actions, leading by example. Team that is really trying to peak late in the season, which they are starting to do. We're not quite there to the end of the season. Hoping there's still better days ahead. But they're certainly on the right path. Bunt attempt by Wilkins, and she got it before. Went to foul territory, and they get the out of first base. I wasn't sure that ball got into fair territory yet, but Rice pounced on it. Saw the out ahead of her, and took advantage of it. As they get the out, moves Wismiller into scoring position. And now Grace Wilkins up to bat. Looking to break this 1-1 tie. Takes a strike outside corner. Wilkins tapped back to the mound in the first. And that's foul down the left field line. We are hoping for an update later today on Illinois Wesleyan's multi-sport standout, Lauren Huber. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but just mind-boggling achievements that she has been able to pull off, not only as a basketball player, but in the heptathlon this weekend in Terre Haute, Indiana, against a plethora of Division I athletes, many of whom are not multi-sport stars. One hop to third, throw across to first is late, and Grace Wilkins able to leg it off for the infield single.
And Westmiller now on third, and Titans in scoring position with Beckman up to bat.
Yeah, they've got first and third, and they've been able to pepper Lencheski here in the first 2 innings. Only 1 run of damage so far, though. Beckman scored that run with a double in the first.
And if you're the Titans right now, you are very pleased that Beckman is the one up to bat.
But the grounder and a one-handed flip from the glove of Josie Waite to Edmondson at second. And they get the force, and so close to legging that one out. But the Titans go down despite putting 2 more on. And it's 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the second here from Inspiration Field on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Bottom of the second here in Bloomington. Eric Stock with Hayden Warfield. We're tied at 1 as the Blue Jays come to bat. Kiera O'Leary. Soft grounder to short. Kuhn quickly across in time. And the senior from Norridge, Illinois, grounds out. Brings up Bailey Prophet, who will be followed by Grace Hayes in the second. And that's tap foul.
And so far, the Blue Jays have done a really good job of sticking with Illinois Wesleyan. You know, we thought they might come out really strong, run away with it real quick, but so far the Blue Jays holding them to only 1 run, even with 2 runners on base.
Prophet was 1 for 3 in the first game, laces this one foul, well out in front. And it's a 2-strike count. And the Titans have stranded 4 here in the first 2 innings. That can come back to haunt you if you let that continue. Two strikes on Prophet. Defensive swing, but kept alive.
That one went straight into the Blue Jay dugout. You can see all her teammates duck over there. They laugh it off, though. They're okay.
You got to be paying attention, and I'm sure they were. 0-2. It remains on Prophet. Off speed. Popped up. Hermes with an easy catch. And that's 2 down. Here in the second, in a 1-1 game. Now it's Grace Hayes, a junior from Willowbrook High School. And looks this one in for strike 1. Hayes batting .258 on the year with 1 run batted in, making her 12th start of the year. Up and in. Just one mistake so far from Holland, and I don't know that you could even call it that. It was a good pitch that Hood was able to inside out and drive out to right in the first inning. Slow tapper back to the mound. Easy play for Holland, and the side retired a 1-2-3 second as the Blue Jays go down in this 1-1 game as we head to the third here on IWSports.com. Top of the third here from Bloomington in a 1-1 tie. Titans have been active in the on the bases here in the first two innings, but just one run to show for it. As we go to the top of the third, Jen Kuhn to lead it off. Kuhn, Ava Corey, Claire Post due up. Kuhn fly to right her first time. Off speed. And about belt high for the strike.
I forgot to take my extra batteries out of my book bag, and I didn't bring my book bag. So I had to sprint to Best Buy to grab a portable charger to charge my camera.
And looks at that one outside.
I have a cord hanging out of my back pocket, and that's why. But I needed a new portable charger anyways. So it's like...
Kuhn had a big hit in the Titan rally in the seventh inning. He was on base twice. Fouls this one off. Kuhn, a first-team All-CCIW player from a year ago, one of 6 from the Titans Conference Championship squad. Looks that one away. Titans with 4 hits and a walk so far, but just 1 run on the board in this tie game. Top of 3. Way outside and high. And Kuhn has a full count. Yeah, Lincheski will look to settle down after that one as her pitching comrade, Danielle Hood, comes over with a brief word. Slapped into left center. That's trouble. It's deep and it's gone. Home run for Jen Kuhn.
And it looks like this might be a home run game here at Inspiration Field as Jen Kuhn gritties across the plate.
Yeah, didn't think the wind was that much of a factor. But we've seen 2 long balls, and Kuhn got all of that one just to the left of the elevated wall in left center field. And just over the glove of Imani. And now they're really going to try to see if Lincheski can rebound after that one. Was definitely off on the pitch before that. Was wide and high. And had too much of the plate there.
Now batting number 22, Ava Corey.
So Kuhn with a home run. Her 5th of the year. Now 38 runs batted in. As the Titans are back in front. Now this one well short for Ava Corey. So Claire Post hit her 5th home run earlier today. And now Jen Kuhn matches with her number 5. Here in game 2 as the Titans regain the lead. Corey rips through that one. Corey with an RBI single in the first. And the Titans certainly have had more active bats here in the second game, even with only 2 runs. That one floats well high. They have 5 hits. 6 of their first 12 have reached base. And Corey is ahead in the count. Now Lencheski struggling to find the plate. The 3-1. Claire Post up next. Another full count. Jen Coons leadoff homer. Broke the tie. And the payoff. Boy, the heat right past Corey for the strikeout. Second strikeout for Lencheski.
Now batting number 13, Claire Post.
Now Claire Post. Had the game 1 homer. And singled her first time. Looks that one in.
Post is batting a .375 average on the season. It's definitely a good batter here for the Titans.
1-0 the count. Skies this one. Back of second. Josie Waite for the second out. And they'll huddle up as Bella Pinter stands in.
Now batting number 10, Bella Pinter.
Pinter struck out her first time. So Lencheski rallies after the leadoff homer. Into the hands on Pinter on that first swing. Did it again. So Lencheski now with the 0-2 count on Pinter. Let's see if she goes in the kitchen again. This one popped up on the left side. Hood dropped it. And Pinter safe at first.
Man, that is a bad error because now that opens up the door for Titans to get a runner in scoring position. What should have been a routine catch was dropped by Danielle Hood.
I don't know. That's an issue with the sky picking the ball out, or perhaps taking your eye off it. But that does put Pinter on board, and now it's Hermes who takes the ball. Hermes flied out to left in the second. Yeah, you can't be giving the Titans base runners as much damage as they've already done and are capable of doing. And that should have been the third out. This could be, as White tried to shovel it across to Edmondson. That worked earlier, but not here, as this one was a much more hasty exchange. And the Blue Jays with some defensive breakdowns behind Lencheski. That'll be an infield hit. Now the Titans are in business once again with the first and second. 2 outs. Now Casey Wismiller up. It's still just a 2-1 game. So if Lencheski gets this out,
it's still a tight game.
It's still a tight game. But it feels like we're 1 or 2 moments away from this game breaking wide open.
Absolutely. The Titans, even when they're down 2 outs historically, that hasn't really been an issue for them. They're still able to get bats on the ball and keep runs coming even with 2 outs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something happen here.
Wismiller with a walk her first time. Pinter at second, Hermes at first. So Lencheski has to buckle down with the 2 outs. That's at the knees, strike 2. 6 hits and 8 base runners already for Illinois Wesleyan. But they've stranded a pair in each of the first 2 innings. They've got 2 more runners out there here. Off speed, and about to call that 3rd strike, but did not. So Wissmiller stays alive. Well outside here.
Tyler, can you find Jimmy? Can you find Jimmy from up here? I know where he is.
Outfield playing Wissmiller to Poole.
You can see the white lens in the head.
Off speed and just missed. Another full count with Pinter at second, Hermes at first. Leadoff homer by Jen Kuhn. Put Wesleyan on top, 2-1.
I don't know if I would set myself in my 400 up on top of a ladder.
That one was low and fouled off. Just short of the Elmhurst dugout. So another chance here for Wissmiller, a junior from Olympia. With a glance down to fellow Spartan alum, Tiffany Prager. 3-2. Foul back again. Prager, the former Illinois State standout, a team that DePaul, Coach Attic Zins has some familiarity with as they go head-to-head here in the CCIW, as Wissmiller is just grinding out this at-bat.
I like this. She's not giving up easy. 2 runners on the bases. You want to make something happen, even if it's just a walk.
Got to get some more softballs at the ready as Wissmiller is sharing them with everybody.
Yeah. Best part about attending a baseball or softball game is catching a ball in the crowd, right? Yep.
Yep, it's a keeper. 3-2 again, but Wissmiller unable to connect here for the 3rd out of the inning. Titans with a lot of noise, but only 1 run. The Jen Kuhn homer. They strand 2 more as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Titans leading 2-1. Back in a moment on IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets.
Bottom of the 3rd at Inspiration Field. Josie Waite, first pitch to short. Kuhn on the 1-hop. And the first out here in the 3rd. Emma Lencheski, the pitcher, up to bat in the number 9 spot. Followed by Gianna Edmondson, as Holland has had just 1 base runner against her, the Danielle Hood first inning home run. Much different story in the top innings, as the Titans have peppered the Blue Jays with 8 base runners, but just 2 runs. They've stranded 6 through the first 3. But still just a 2-1 game, as Holland falls behind 2-0. Now the game for the Blue Jays to just kind of hang around. They put up 3 in the 5th inning in the first game and had the lead before the Titans came back with single runs in the 6th and 7th to win it. Just missed. And it's 3-1 on Manchesky. He was hitting .250 on the year. Foul tap to bring it full. Only her 9th at bat of the year. But has 2 hits. Most of her work has been in the circle. 3-2, tapped, slowly to first. Second baseman covering, and they get the out. 3-4, nicely done. Good teamwork between Ava Corey and Ella Hermes for the second out.
Ella Hermes getting her foot on the bag just in time. Looks like she tapped it just before the runner touched the bag.
And I think if they trade places, they probably don't get that out, as it would have taken longer to get to Hermes. So good teamwork there as they get the 3-4 put out. Edmondson takes the first pitch strike. The shortstop grounded out in the first. 6 in a row set down by Holland, who looks for another clean inning here in the third. Caught the corner, 1-2. On the ground to third, Wismiller. And across to Corey for the third out. 3 ground ball outs in the third as the Blue Jays go in order as we go to the fourth. Illinois Wesleyan leading 2-1. Back in a moment on IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And. Here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport. Do an internship and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Top of the fourth with Illinois Wesleyan leading 2-1. And the Titans coming to bat with 9-1-2. Emmeline Chesky was about to head to the circle, then went back to the dugout. No, she's out there now. We could have a lineup change here for the Blue Jays as we come to the fourth inning. And we now see Alex Kyriakopoulos on the field. As the Titans here lead 2-1. So Kyriakopoulos will go to third for Hood, who goes to second. So we've got multiple changes here for the Blue Jays. Waite goes from second to short for Edmondson. So Hayden's going to have a lot to sort out here as we go to the fourth inning, and Illinois Wesleyan up 2-1. I believe those are all the changes. And actually, no. We have a new first baseman as well. That's Cameron Reese in for Grace Hayes as we go to the fourth. And Hayden Warfield takes over.
And Julia Wilkins now up to bat for the Titans. She's going to look at strike one. I think some of the reasons for the changes is, we saw the Titans were getting more and more runners on base, and I think that's kind of scared Elmhurst a little bit, getting those runners in scoring position. So they're trying to minimize any runners getting on base. And Wilkins is going to look at ball one. She slaps this one over just outside the third base line. It's going to be foul, and she's going to return to the batter's box. That one looked like it had potential, too. Rice looking at that one, too. Going to bring it to a 1-2 count. And now Lincheski in a very good position here. And strikeout for Wilkins. Lincheski gets the first strikeout of the inning.
I just got the corner there. 4 strikeouts now for Lincheski.
And now Wilkins' sister, Grace Wilkins, is going to come up to bat. Can she get this offense going for the Titans here? Titans still lead 2-1, but definitely a closable lead. She's going to bunt. It's going to be called foul.
Yeah, I think it hit the plate first. Sounded like it did.
And now Lincheski deciding what she's going to throw. And foul ball from Wilkins. And the Blue Jays looking like the Blue Jays outfield looking like they were pinching in a little bit, but are going to take a few steps back now. Hoping maybe to catch an easy fly ball. And that one's called strike 3. Both Wilkins sisters strike out as Anna Beckman comes up to the plate.
Yeah, both caught looking as Lincheski able to paint the corners in both cases. Inside corner to Wilkins, to Julia, and outside to Grace. Now 5 Ks for Lincheski, settling down after putting a lot of base runners on in the first 3 innings.
And strike 1 for Anna Beckman. Beckman definitely the star offensive player for the Titans. Good things happen for the Titans when she's up to bat, when she's on base. Almost a guaranteed double with the way she can steal. That one's going to call ball. She's not going to swing at it. And this one's going to be an infield fly. The shortstop's going to call it and catch it, and that's 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays up to bat next here on the Titan Sports Network. And welcome back to Inspiration Field with the Blue Jays up to bat and the Titans lead by 1 run. So far, Mallory Holland having a very good day, limiting the Blue Jays to only 1 run, getting multiple fielding outs and strikeouts herself.
And one thing we said at the beginning, Holland is a pitcher who pitches to contact and has done that today. 7 straight retired, and all have put the ball in play. Only 1 strikeout so far.
And just like that, Jen Kuhn's going to field it and throw over to Corey for the easy out at first.
It's contact, but it's not hard contact in a lot of cases. They don't get it on the barrel, and letting the infielders behind her do their work.
And they've done a great job eliminating any easy errors, just making good, solid throws to first, and Ava Corey catching him.
Now, Hood, the one you got to watch for after the home run.
Absolutely. Hood's going to look at that strike. And that one goes over to third. Throw to Corey for out number 2.
And Wismiller with a nice job on kind of an in-between hop, but took it assertively. Just want to take charge in that situation and not let the ball eat you up.
And now Clara Rice, the Abu Dhabi native. And she's going to swing on that one, low and inside, and she's going to miss. And that one's called a strike. Counts 1 and 2. Holland with a smile on her face, feeling good. Oh, and that one's going to hit Rice right in the foot. That one looked like it hurt.
Yeah, it looked like it got the left shin. Be able to bounce up quickly, and she'll get a minute to walk it off.
Gets right back up, talks with her coach. 1 and 2 count here for Clara Rice. And this one, fly to infield. And it's going to be caught by the second baseman, Ella Hermes. And that's going to conclude the top. That's going to conclude the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back with the top of the 5th here on the Titan Sports Network.
At NCAA championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
And welcome back to Inspiration Field here for the top of the 5th. Jen Kuhn up to bat for the Titans.
Well, that was the best inning from Lencheski that we've seen so far today. Got a couple of strikeouts and retiring 4 in a row after getting in a lot of trouble in the first 3 innings. But only 2 runs surrendered so far.
Absolutely. Titans may be leading, but it's not a comfortable lead yet. They really need to get their bats going here, score a few more runs if they really want to pull away with this one.
Well, Kuhn had the best blast we've seen with that long home run over the left center field wall back in the 3rd.
And Kuhn is going to look at ball 1. That one low and inside. And now the Titan dugout starting to cheer on Jen Kuhn. That one high and outside. Ball number 3. Jen Kuhn waiting patiently for a good pitch. And called ball 4, a quick walk for Jen Kuhn, and that's going to bring Ava Corey up to bat.
Well, I guess after that home run, the last time up, you fall behind 3-0. You don't want to surrender and dig a deeper hole, which Kuhn is certainly capable of taking advantage of. That's her second walk.
And Corey looking to bunt, bunts it foul. And that one is going to be called strike. Or ball, sorry. Corey swings at that one, sends it foul again. Corey steps in the batter's box with a 1-2 count. She's going to swing, but the catcher's going to drop it, and Corey's going to make it to first.
Yeah, it is an out. She cannot advance the runner, however, can, and Kuhn gets down to second alertly as Lencheski records her 5th strikeout. Can't blame her for trying.
Absolutely not. I mean, when you're a batter, you just run. Find out whether you're out later, but just run in case you're safe. And Kuhn looking to steal third. Lecheski deciding what pitch he's going to throw. And that one's called strike.
Kuhn does have 5 steals and only caught once. Maybe not a big threat here, but with 1 out, Blue Jays have to be mindful that she's out there.
Yeah, not something you're going to take a big risk for, trying to steal third, but definitely if the opportunity presents itself, you're going to go for it.
When you've got your big run producer at the plate.
Claire Post now with a 2-1 count. Sends that one high into right center field. And that one's gone. 2-run homer for Claire Post. And just like that, the Titans are going to go up 3-1.
Going the opposite way. Home runs in both games for Post this afternoon, and that's why when you've got Jen Kuhn on base, you just let Claire Post do her thing. And that's the separation that we've been waiting for a while, with all of these opportunities that the Titans have had with the runners on base and a chance to do damage.
Absolutely. And now with 1 out and that confidence builder from the home run, we'll be looking to see some more action here from the Titans.
It's now a 4-1 lead and finally some separation. We'll see how Lencheski bounces back from this. She stays in the circle.
We do have some action, though, in the Blue Jay bullpen, so it is possible we could see his pitching substitution. And Bella Pinter at the plate. This one's going to go high. Going to be called by the shortstop. She's going to catch it. And that's out number 2. That one caught by Josie Waite of the Blue Jays.
Now batting number 20, Ella Hermes.
Ella Hermes up to bat. That one's high. Ball 2 for Elmhurst. Now Lecheski looking to put a stop here to this Titan run. Hermes hits that down, gets past the second baseman, and she's safely at first.
Yeah, Daniel Hood didn't look it in all the way. Again, in a hurry to get that throw across, and that's what the speed of the Titans can cause defenders to do. They rush it and didn't have the follow through they needed to get the out.
And that's not the first time that the Titans have gained something from a Blue Jay mistake. In the last inning, we saw a Bella Pincher get on base because of a bobble throw to first.
A new hitter here, Maddie Poole, freshman from Wheaton. In for Wismiller.
She's going to start out with a 1-0 count. That one's high, make it 2-0. They're going to check the swing. Swing didn't go through. Make it 3-0 for Maddie Poole. That one called high and outside, and Maddie Poole is going to take a walk here on her first at-bat.
And I think Lencheski may be coming to the end of the rope here with 2 more on base now, a 4-1 game, and 2 walks in this inning, both coming on 4 pitches. You have a pinch hitter coming up and a runner on base, unable to find the strike zone.
Looks like we do have a pinch runner, though. And Casey Wismiller is going to come in for Maddie Poole as a pinch runner. As head coach Tracy Addick-Zins comes out, talked with Lecheski. Looks like to give her some encouragement. Lecheski not out of this one yet.
Yeah, back end of a doubleheader. Maybe it's just a matter of letting her work through this. She's pitched in a fair amount of trouble here today, but she's been one of their better pitchers, and I want to see if she can fight her way through this.
Absolutely. And now we got Julia Wilkins up to bat. Sends that one high into foul territory, and Rice ready there to catch it. And just like that, the Blue Jays are out of the inning. Blue Jays up to bat next after the break here on the Titan Sports Network.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
And welcome back here to Inspiration Field as the Titan leads 4 runs to 1 with Mallory Holland in the circle, not looking to give up anything on that lead.
Yeah. And Holland's really been in cruise control now with 10 in a row shut down. There have been 2 pop-ups and 8 groundouts. It's been a model of efficiency.
And O'Leary now in the batter's box. Hits that one foul. That one low. Going to bring that one to a 1-1 count. And that one going to the second baseman, Hermes. Throws to Corey in time.
Got to rely on your infielders when you're pitching to contact, as Holland has done, and the defense has been sterling here in the second game. They've gotten their work in, that's for sure.
That one fouled out down the third base line.
Well, Prophet there was kind of looked like she was determined to swing and probably tried to bring it back as she had to get out of the way.
Absolutely. That's going to bring her count to 1-2. Swings at that one, swings at foul.
Almost looked like that was going to hit her.
Yeah. A lot of balls looks like they're trying to hit their own players here. You know, they'll bat it right into their feet, it seems like.
A pretty defensive swing there for Prophet.
Umpire checking on her, making sure she's okay. One and two count. Hits that one way out in foul territory. Into the parking lot, and hopefully no cars were hit.
I've learned to park a couple blocks away just in case.
Yep.
Don't mind the walk on a nice day.
Absolutely.
Don't want to have to walk to the insurance place.
Tell them, yeah, my car got hit by a softball.
Did it survive it okay? Get a dent, or what'd you have to do?
Oh, I've never gotten a dent.
Oh, you've never gotten one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm lucky and fortunate not to. I park over by Shirk Center.
Good idea. Yeah, swinging strikeout, just the second K for Holland this afternoon.
And now Holland, smile on her face, feeling good. And that one called strike one. Cameron Reese here. That one's high, called ball. And strike two there for Cameron Reese. Yet to swing. And that one's fouled out towards the Blue Jay dugout. Two and two count here for Cameron Reese. Looking to get the bats going here for the Blue Jays. And that one going to be hit towards Jen Kuhn. Makes the easy throw to first. And just like that, the Blue Jays are stopped. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with the top of the sixth here on the Titan Sports Network.
What is
And welcome back to Inspiration Field, here where the Titans lead 4-1 at the top of the 6th. Mallory Holland not giving the Blue Jays any room to score. And Lecheski looking to do the same.
Despite the 4-1 lead, Titans have stranded 8 runners in this game with 8 hits, 3 walks, 2 have reached base on errors. Feels like it should be a wider margin than it is, but they'll take it now, feeling pretty good at the way Holland has been mowing them down on the other end.
Absolutely. Grace Wilkins now in the batter's box with an 0-1 count. Bunts to third. They're going to make the throw. Not in time. Grace Wilkins is safe at first.
Second hit for Wilkins, and again, perfect placement, and there's really not much you can do. Kiriakowski had fielded it as cleanly, or Kirikopoulos, I should say, fielded it cleanly, but you gotta really hustle it over there to have a chance.
Absolutely. Now Anna Beckman here, and Wilkins is going to try to steal second. Gets there in plenty of time as the throw was botched.
Well, they weren't ready for it, and the pitcher, Lancheski, had to duck out of the way at the last minute to avoid getting plunked.
You got to hand it to these Titans. They are very effective at stealing second.
Yeah, they're aggressive, and they're very good at it. Yeah, they've only been caught stealing 8 times this year.
And Beckman there hitting.
That's a fair ball. Check swing. And excuse me, ground out, unless they called it a foul.
Anna Beckman looks like she's going back to the dugout, but...
And they're going to confer on this one. Unless they're going to claim that it maybe hit the helmet. No,
it looks like a pretty clean swing.
Yeah, it's an accidental swing.
Yeah.
But a swing. I don't know what else it could be.
Exactly. Yep. They're going to call Anna Beckman out, and that's a great heads-up play there from the first baseman.
And you move the runner over with 1 out. Nothing to be too upset about.
Exactly.
Act like you tried it.
Now Wilkins in scoring position here. And that's going to be ball 1 for Jen Kuhn.
They're really coming in close on the corners.
Put that one towards third. Make the throw. And it's too high. Wilkins is going to score. And Kuhn is going to take second. And like we've said all day, the speed of the Titans is really putting pressure on these Blue Jays to feel like they have to make a quick throw. And it's led to just some throws that are not very good, and it's allowed the Titans to take more bases.
Yeah, and a tough play there. Kirikopoulos looked the runner back, but she then took off right as the throw came and was going to score.
And Ava Corey, looking like she might hit a home run, hits it just inside the park. And number 15, Bailey Profit, is going to catch that one.
Good effort there. Does get the runner up to third base.
Now batting number 13, Claire Post.
And now Claire Post, a power hitter for the Titans, has hit 2 home runs today.
Well, you go back to that play a couple of minutes ago where Wilkins scored. Kirikopoulos tried to look the runner back, and I don't know if she was close enough to try to make the tag as we see the sacrifice fly. But Kirikopoulos could have possibly tried to tag her out. If she gives a longer look back, she keeps the runner from scoring, but then she probably doesn't get the out at first base, which she ended up not getting anyway. But that's just the trouble that Illinois Wesleyan can cause on the base paths when they force the infielders to be perfect. Otherwise, they're going to advance.
Absolutely.
And they get a big run there to make it a 5-1 game.
And one thing I love about what Wilkins did is she stayed behind the fielder the whole time. She didn't get in front of her or try to stop her, just enough to make her think. And Jen Kuhn is going to steal home.
Yeah, pitch got away.
Yeah, pitch got away from Rice. And that, just like that, the Titans are up 5.
Taking advantage of some miscues here in the field for the Blue Jays. Reaching on an error, scoring on a wild pitch.
You can see Claire Post there with a smile on her face. And it looks like she's going to do something good. Oh, hits it right to center field. That'll be Claire Post out. But a productive inning for the Titans as they go up 5 runs to Elmhurst. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th here on the Titan Sports Network.
At NCAA championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
And welcome back here to Inspiration Field for the bottom of the 6th. The Titans with a very productive inning. They're now up 5 runs to the Blue Jays. And Mallory Holland in the circle, who has not let up any hits. And I don't think she's going to let up at all this inning either. Hit between the shortstop and the third baseman. Jen Kuhn's going to field it, and they're going to get the out at first.
I think that really shows the contrast between how these two teams have managed their defense on the infield. The Titans have been perfect. The Blue Jays, of course, have had their share of miscues. A couple of home runs didn't help, but in this case, Illinois Wesleyan's defense behind Holland has been spectacular.
Swing and a miss there for number 7, Emma Lecheski. And that one's called strike 2. 2 quick strikes for Mallory Holland here. Looking to see if she can't get out number 2 very quickly here. That one's going to call a ball, and Lecheski's going to live for another pitch. And Lecheski fouls that one. Here's the pitch. Chopper over to third. Throws to Ava Corey. And that's too quick out for the Titans.
Corey busy over first base. That's now 12 putouts for the Titan first baseman here this afternoon in less than 6 innings.
Wow.
A lot of ground balls to the infield.
And now Alex Kirakopoulos up to bat. He's going to look at ball 1 on the inside. Ball 2 there. And there's the strike there for Mallory Holland. 2-1 count. Swing and a miss there. 2-2.
Holland bringing the heat.
And now Kirikopoulos looks to bunt. Swing and a miss, and that's 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Jays. Don't go anywhere. We'll be with you for the end of this one at the top of the 7th here on the Titan Sports Network.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had. For the space to discover passions, bond over dreams, and make lifelong friends. Breakthrough at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Well, we can wait on that, right?
And welcome back here to Inspiration Shield for the 7th inning of this, the second game of this doubleheader between the Illinois Wesleyan Titans and Elmhurst Blue Jays. I'm going to send this one back over to Eric Stock, who will bring you the rest of this one.
All right, good work, Hayden, as you got the Titans offense going here finally with a pair of runs in the 5th and 6th to make this a 6-1 game, and now looking to tack on a little more as we head to what the Titans hope will be the final inning of this doubleheader. And Riley McDaniel is pinch hitting, the freshman from Orland Park, up to bat to start off the 7th. .417 hitter on the year, 5 for 12 with a couple of runs batted in. Batting for Bella Pinter, looks to bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes the ball against Emma Lincheski, looking to go the distance here for the Blue Jays in a 6-1 game.
Yeah, if you're the Titans right now, you're feeling comfortable. You don't even need a big hitting inning here. All you need is a good defensive inning, and you've got this game in the bag.
But they'll take more if they can get it. Ella Hermes is on deck, followed by Maddie Poole to round out the 7th. 6 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Illinois Wesleyan, though they've stranded a bunch. Elmhurst, 1 run, 1 hit, and 3 errors. Back behind the bleachers. Still a 1-2 count. Lincheski, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts in her 6+ innings. Take an outside corner, strike 3. And that is her 7th strikeout. Another lineup change coming here for Illinois Wesleyan, it looks like. It's going to be Kennedy Estes, one of the seniors. Got the start in the first game and will get an AB here in the second one. The senior from Warrenton, Missouri, batting for Hermes. Up to talk to a couple of the seniors here after this one concludes, as they were honored before the game today for their contributions, and what amazing careers as student athletes they have had. Not just on the diamond, of course, but while we're talking about it, on the diamond, 107 victories, career winning percentage of about 68%, 2 conference regular season championships, 2 NCAA regional appearances. Now to the student part, a combined GPA of 3.83. For Illinois Wesleyan's 3 seniors, Jen Kuhn, Ava Corey, And here, Kennedy Estes. Not to mention all of their service hours put in for St. Jude, Special Olympics, the Jed Foundation, SAD, the Sam Myers Foundation, Sugar Creek Nursing Home, the Center for Hope Food Pantry, the Boys and Girls Club of Bloomington, and the Miracle League. So much they do on and off the field in the name of service and scholastic achievement. And they've won a few ball games too. To the left of short, White. Wide throw. And that'll be an extra base for Estes getting down to second. Again, they force you to speed things up on the defensive end, and that'll be an error. I'm not sure if they'll tack a hit onto that as well. That's 4 errors for the Blue Jays. And another lineup change as a Wismiller back in. And a pinch runner, Margot Geary, sophomore from St. Charles North, in for Estes. Wismiller is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Looks like they just scored that as a straight error on the throw. While we saw a much more crisp game defensively for the Blue Jays in the first game, and the second one kind of got away from them. And that's a young team that's going to have ups and downs as they try to build their way into contention. First pitch of ball to Wismiller. As Coach Atkinson said before the game today, there's going to be a lot of growing pains, learning how to run their system and put this all together. They've seen improvement in some key areas. Securing the ball, avoiding trail runners advancing. It's been a big pet peeve of hers. They haven't had that much today. Deep drive to left. Stays in the park. Imony with the catch for out number 2. But there's going to be hiccups along the way, and this second game has been that. After a gutty performance in the first game that Illinois Wesleyan had to rally to win. Now Julia Wilkins looking for her first hit today. Wismiller just got under that a bit. Tap to third. And there's the final out of the inning. An error for the Titans, but that's it, as they strand 1, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. Illinois Wesleyan leading 6-1. Final 3 outs as we return in a moment on IWSports.com. Bottom of the 7th from Inspiration Field, as Elmhurst has their final 3 swings here to try to rally from a 6-1 deficit against Mallory Holland, who has dominated this afternoon after giving up a first inning homer, has set down 16 in a row. Kaylee Imony takes a look at strike 1. And he's 0 for 2, strikeout and ground out. As Holman spins the ball in her right hand, delivers one outside. Titans have stranded 9. Blue Jays haven't stranded anyone. But the lack of base runners has been the problem. Blue Jays after this one. A midweek game against Eureka Twinville on Wednesday, or I should say next Saturday. Then they'll wrap up their league play at Milliken the following weekend, the first weekend in May. Titans still have a lot of ball left before the conference tournament. After a busy week, 3 doubleheaders. They'll be back at it next Wednesday here at home, a doubleheader against North Central. And they make the Wisconsin swing next weekend. Twinville at Carroll. And on Saturday at Carthage on Sunday. And a doubleheader against Augustana on the 30th to set them up for the conference tournament, which if they continue to win out, will be on this very field. It's unlikely, but with Illinois Wesleyan hosting the Division III National Championships, the College World Series, we see the 3-2. Poke to second on the one hop. And Hermes makes the throw. Actually, that was Annika Brown making the throw from second base. It's mathematically conceivable that Illinois Wesleyan could play their entire postseason on this field. Now, a lot would have to happen. They would have to essentially win out all the way through the regular season to maintain that as a possibility, but you can't rule it out. And it's certainly a big draw for the Titans to get the host this week, this season, and hopefully they're a part of it on the field as well.
Absolutely. Like, what an advantage, too, for the Titans just being able to stay at home throughout a grueling postseason play. I mean, just that's an advantage few teams rarely get. And for the Titans, that could be huge in making a run at the championship.
You know, looking to stay undefeated in the league, so that has them on the inside track for the conference tournament, which they've won the last 2 years. Taken for a strike to Danielle Hood, their only base runner today. An opposite field home run in the first. And down here, 1-2. In the hole, Kuhn from short. In time. Low throw, dug out by Corey.
And what a stretch from Corey, too, to get that. Nearly did the splits in order to get it, but she reached and she got it.
Last hope for the Blue Jays is Clara Rice, who's 0 for 2 with a tap back and a line out to second. Poked into shallow center. Right there is Beckman for the catch and the final out of the afternoon as Illinois Wesleyan pulls off the doubleheader sweep on a masterful Game 2 performance from Mallory Holland, going the distance with a one-hitter as Illinois Wesleyan gets the win 6-1. They take 2 from the Blue Jays, 4-3 and 6-1. Now carrying an 11-game winning streak and lots of momentum heading into next week as they get the sweep here on Senior Day. So we'll come back with a couple of interviews as the Titans celebrate a doubleheader sweep here today. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Illinois Wesleyan Titans softball on IWSports.com. Here at Inspiration Field in Bloomington, Eric Stonk along with Hayden Warfield as the Titans take 2 from the Elmhurst Blue Jays, 4-3 in the first game. A walk-off win in the 7th on a sacrifice fly. And a little less drama here in the second game, a 6-1 win. Thanks, at least in part, largely in part, to Mallory Holland in the circle today, giving up just one base runner, a first-inning home run, follow that up with 19 consecutive batters retired. And what was remarkable, only a couple of strikeouts, 3 strikeouts in the game. She was letting them put the ball in play, letting the defense behind her do their job. And there were some good plays, maybe not spectacular, but they were efficient, and they made all the plays they needed to make. And when you're asked to do that for 21 outs in a game, that can be a lot to ask for sometimes, but the Titan defense was up to the task this afternoon.
Absolutely, and I think that just goes to show how much Mallory Holland has trust in her team, right? Most pitchers wouldn't rely on that kind of hitting, sort of pitching mentality, but she has some phenomenal fielders behind her, and she's just like, okay, I'm going to pitch it and let my fielders do the rest of the work. And it worked wonderfully for the Titans.
Yeah, they certainly did. And we are waiting for a couple of player guests who will be making their way up here in just a moment as the Titans get the 6-1 victory. Now 23-7 on the year, now with 11 straight victories, and things are really going well for them. You know, they had to really struggle and gut out a tough win in the first game here this afternoon, but looking much better here in the second game, and a sign of a young team in the Blue Jays. They certainly had their ups and downs, an inspiring performance in the first game, but ran into a buzzsaw here in the second game, and the Titans have to feel good heading into the home stretch as they maintain their perfect record in the league, now 8-0 in conference play, and still the team to beat in the CCIW as they have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to hear from a couple of player guests as we step aside here for just a moment. The Titans win it 6-1, and they take 2 from the Blue Jays. We'll be back in a moment as we return here on IWSports.com.
At NCAA championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
You guys want to do?
And welcome back. Welcome back here to Illinois Wesleyan. Titans get the double-header sweep, 6-1 in the nightcap, 4-3 in the first game. And we got our 2 player guests here after the Titans' 2 big victories. Claire Post and Ava Corey were both very instrumental in these 2 wins today, and I guess neither one of you really wanted to go first, so I guess we'll just have to draw straws for that. Why don't we start with I'm trying to go in order of big moments, and so I'm still struggling with who to go first because both of you had your share. Let's start, Claire. The home run in the sixth inning of the first game. You guys had fallen behind after Elmhurst rallies, and then that kind of got you back into the game. What were you guys thinking at that point as you had to rally to come back and win the first game?
Yeah, I mean, before I went up to bat, Coach Kimmy came up to me and she was just like thinking base hits, like keeping it simple. And so that's kind of all I had in my head going up there. So I don't know, I just kept it simple and barreled a ball pretty much. That's all my head was going on.
Yeah, no question. Then soon after that, Ava comes through with a game-winning hit. What was your approach there? If I recall, there were two on base, first and third. All you needed to do was a fly ball, and that's what you did.
Yeah, like Claire said, just keeping it simple. Our coaches preach that all the time. There were a lot of ways to do it, so I was just focused on making good contact and getting it done the best I could.
You guys had such a big offensive day yesterday. Had to grind it out a little bit more today. That just sort of the ups and downs of the game, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that I'm very proud of how we stuck with it when we were down. We didn't get too down. We rallied back, put up runs in a lot of the innings in that game. So I'm proud of our response when we were down and how we were able to come back from that.
And then in the second game, Claire doing it again, homers on both ends of the doubleheader. If you could talk about the second game and the second blast.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pitcher in the second game was a lot more our speed of pitching. I think that we like to hit off of her better. And so kind of going into that, I had like the similar mindset from the previous at bat in the first game, just keeping it simple and kind of just finding my pitch to hit off of her. I knew that I was going to get something I liked.
And Ava, you guys have had some big wins this year, like yesterday, but you've been able to win a lot of tough games. You've had 5 straight one-run games you've been able to win. What is it about this team that makes you comfortable in those kind of moments?
This team has a lot of depth. I've talked about it before. I think that everyone just has so much trust in each other that if I don't get the job, I know that Claire will get the job done. If Claire doesn't get the job done, I know that Jen will get the job done, and on and on and on. And so it's really, really nice to be able to rely on my teammates like that and just have so much trust in each other. So
on a day where the Titans honor their 3 seniors, you're part of the team that will be back next year. What is it like to kind of look at the contributions that the 3 seniors have done, but look at where you're at now with a big part of the group all coming back, Claire?
I mean, we're going to be missing them a lot. There's only 3 of them, but that leaves, honestly, a huge hole in our team. Like, they've done so much over these past 4 years to contribute to Titan softball as a whole. And I think it's going to be hard being able to move on without them, having 3 years with them here. But, you know, I think that we've got a great group of girls, like, all around coming in next year and coming back next year. So I think it'll be great. We're gonna miss them a lot, though. I
guess I misspoke, Ava. I beg your pardon there. But Coach Prager talked before the game about how this is like a fun team. You've got your share of goofballs, and you guys can lock in when you have to, but you enjoy being around each other. What is sort of the camaraderie like for this team, and how is that translated into success on the field?
I think we do a really good job of knowing each other and knowing what each other needs. Like you said, some of us are goofballs, so in order to lock in, we've got to be silly, but some of us, in order to lock in, you got to stand at the end of the dugout and not talk. So we do a really good job of understanding each other and knowing what is going to work for someone, and that might not work for someone else, but just having each other's backs through all of those moments.
I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Mallory Holland's pitching performance here today. 19 straight, putting the ball in play, but no real hard contact. The infielders did their thing. What were you seeing behind the plate?
I mean, a lot of hitters were getting jammed. Mallory did what Mallory does every day. I mean, even off of our hitters, like, that happens very often. A lot of mishits. She jams us all the time. And she just was a fireball out there. I mean, she knew what she wanted and she got it. So
she looked like she could have just done that all night.
Yeah, she sure could have.
So Ava, how good is this team? How far can this team go, do you feel?
I think we have a very, very good team here, and we have a lot of potential. At the beginning of the season, when we talk about our goals, we talk about wanting to end our season on this field at the national championship at the end, and I think that we share that goal. We know what it takes. We can do anything. So got to keep working hard, but I've got a lot of faith in this team.
What a fitting way that would be. Well, we appreciate the time for both of you. Congratulations. 2 big wins here today on Senior Day, and best of luck here the rest of the way.
Thank you
so much.
Alrighty, thank you both, and congratulations as the Titans get the 2 victories here this afternoon, 4-3 and 6-1, the final. Thank you, Claire and Ava, both for joining us here today. We'll take that back from you as the Titans get 2 wins, and we'll come back and wrap it up here in just a moment here on IWSports.com.
What is proven?
NCAA championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had. For the space to discover passions, bond over dreams, and make lifelong friends. Breakthrough at Illinois Wesleyan University.
As we wrap it up here today, a twin bill sweep for Illinois Wesleyan, 4-3 the first game, a walk-off winner in the 7th, and 6-1 in the nightcap as the Titans win their 11th in a row, now 23-7 on the year, and a perfect 8-0 in the CCIW, while the Blue Jays taking 2 on the chin, now 2-12 in the league and 6-23 on the year, but they were a game team for the Titans here today, but the Titans still pull out 2 victories and looking good as they head into the home stretch of the regular season and the conference tournament, which they hope they can host here, and if they keep playing the way they are, they will. So it's been a pleasure here, Hayden. We appreciate the time, and best of luck for you and the rest of the Titans rest of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Erickson, for bringing us an awesome game.
You bet. Ellie Moore, Tyler Wilson upstairs providing the technical production on the broadcast here today. This is Eric Stock saying so long from Inspiration Field in Bloomington. This has been Illinois Wesleyan Titans Softball on IWSports.com.